Sure you don't want to carry these?
Those are your babies. My babies come in eggs.
This is what's called a top bar hive. Why is it called top bar hive? Because it has these top bars. And what the bee will do, or the bees, what the bees will do is form their honeycomb off of each bar down into the hive, and basically take the shape of the hive, which kind of goes down at this specific angle, and they just leave a gap between. They don't actually attach to the walls because they want to be able to get through. And then you can actually, once they do, you can actually lift each one out to inspect. Actually put them back in. So each of these bars will be a honeycomb, and they put their brood cells and their everything else. So the queen lays her eggs in those cells, or they put honey in them, and so on and so forth. And then the cool thing too about this top bar hive, which I had made this several years ago, it has a cool feature on these top bar hives because you can actually flip this lid open, and we've got plexiglass windows here that you can actually see inside the hive and watch the bees do their work, and it's super fascinating. I used to have like a crate here, and I could just watch through here and just watch them, and it like never bored me. It was so cool. But right now we just received our 3 pounds of bees. What was it?
Saskatraz.
Saskatraz, is that how you?
Mm-hmm.
Saskatraz bees. So they're supposedly they're supposed to be bred for
Natural immunity.
more natural immunity to some of the things that are causing problems with bees now, with the mites and things like that. So we'll see, hopefully. But so we're going to install these bees today and get them to take to the hive. When you first put the bees in here, you just give them a little bit of room, and then as they build comb, they'll actually start from the front. It's the front because this is where their holes are for where they go in and out to go forage. And then they'll start building their hive from the front back. And so as they start getting too close to see, this is just a divider that closes off their hive to that point. But this has a hole in it because we're going to use it as a feeder. And I'm just going to use a mason jar feeder because right now they don't have any honey in there. They're going to have to go collect that, and there's really not much flowers yet because it's early spring yet. So we're going to have to feed them a sugar water, a sugar syrup solution, where it's just like a 50-50 mix of half water, half sugar melted into the water, and that's 50-50 by weight. But we'll just set this up, and then the bees will be able to have a source of food in the meantime until they're able to go collect their own. I'm just going to remove some of these top bars. Make room for putting them in. They're really not that aggressive. There's a lot of people that do it without suits at all, but I'm not that experienced. I have accidentally squished a bee before, and the whole hive got really mad about it, and I took off running. I took off running, and I had like my makeshift protection on that wasn't like official bee suits and bee gloves and all that. And I still balled. It was just whatever. You just have coverage. But I had gloves on that had like a mesh on the top and leather on the rest, and I actually got stung through the mesh. But as angry as the hive got at me for smashing one of their siblings, I got stung once. So I don't know how many were chasing me, but I ran and didn't look back. because they were so mad. Like the whole hive just like got so angry all of a sudden. They got so loud. I knew that they were coming for me. So my reaction was to run. Which probably wasn't a bad idea.
That's the only reason you're here today.
Sure. So this is actually just a cheapo Tyvek suit, coverall Tyvek suit. And these kind of things work. And there's actual, you know, a lot of beginner beekeepers use these kind of things, but the biggest complaint is like in the summer when it's hot, that these suits are hot. So this is that sugar water solution that we're gonna actually put in their feeder, but it's recommended, or they recommend, supplier does and other people, to actually spray the bees through here with the sugar water, and it kind of makes them a little more calm for some reason. Maybe just because they're like, ooh, that's tasty sugar on my buddy here. I'm gonna just eat that off of each other. I'd say it's probably gonna be the queen cage. But I gotta take the feeder out, which is gonna let bees out. They're on the queen. The queen's in a little box. Trying to uncover this queen box so one, I can inspect it, make sure she's in there and alive. And they put a cork in the bottom, keep her in there, because these bees need to get used to her smell, her pheromone that she releases, to accept her as their queen. So it gives, you know, several days to be able to have time to do that. She's a bigger bee. See her in her little cage? I gotta come up with a better system. I start over here so I don't mess the top bars up. I know I need to come up with a better system for that lid. Like hinges or something where I can just, you know, fold it back.